How many of you like to keep souvenirs from trips or from vacations to different places or just from different times of life and like to look back on them? Well, this is what I like to do, but I do it with hats, which I think is kind of unique. And today I'll show you some of the hats that I have in my collection and some of the stories behind them. And starting off is my first hat from my middle school baseball team right here. See if it still fits. This is the first hat that I ever wore, and I wore it almost all the time from baseball games, baseball practice. I was always wearing it, going to the pool, riding bike with my friends. And during wearing this hat, my team went undefeated in baseball, which was just the biggest deal to us back then. Even though we honestly probably only played 6 teams, we played probably we'd play a decent amount of games, but it was the same 6 teams, so we went undefeated. And I wore it so much, as you can tell, that it has kind of faded significantly. And even if you could see a new one, you could really tell how much it's faded. And it just, looking back on it, it just seems like a different time in my life where I just loved baseball so much, which is really ironic because I quit my freshman year and I loved like sport of baseball ever since I was little. But that was not just track, but I was just for sure that I would do it in high school. So, and it was just a stress-free time, riding bike with my friends and just having fun. Not a lot of the responsibilities that I have today, like a job and stuff like that. Next is my 8th grade hat. I got 8th grade year of my school's trip to Washington, D.C. And this hat has a lot of memories. 8th grade, that trip was probably one of my favorite trips I've ever gone to in my life. And we went to a baseball game, and I thought it'd be cool to get a souvenir. Me and my friends did. So we got this hat, which has the O on it instead of the just the Oriole, like the actual bird emblem, because everybody else had the bird one, and we wanted to be cool and unique, so we got this one. And while I was wearing this hat, I got a foul ball, which was just the biggest deal to me back then. And while I was grabbing it, like running after it, my friend tackled me. And he's a big guy. He was 200 pounds, so it was a little bit of a collision, but I still got the ball. And he thought it was the greatest thing ever. It was his first baseball game. And this hat brings back a lot of memories of that trip. Even though like the baseball game is probably one of my favorite parts of it. Even though I'm a history junkie, I just love the baseball game just because like I said, I used to love baseball. Still do. I just don't play it. And it was just a good time. Even it was just good seeing all the different landmarks. You could go there for a decent amount of time and still not see everything in that city. And brings back a memory of my guy I was rooming with, who found out that Reese's were being hidden from him, and he loves Reese's. So he thought it'd be so funny. He laughed so hard that he threw up, and while he was throwing up, he continued to laugh, and he probably did this for a solid 2 to 3 minutes. So that was a pretty interesting time on the trip, and I definitely will never forget that. And a lot of the memories that we made on that trip, one of them being when me and my friend both fell asleep on the bus back because it was a long ride and we were both tired. And we ended up resting our heads on each other, and we tried to pull our heads off and just sleep up straight, like with our heads up straight, but we just always kept ending up resting on each other. So somebody got a picture of that, and that went on Instagram, so it's kind of funny to look back on now. And next is the last hat that I've gotten, and it is a Colorado Rockies hat. And I got it from my family's trip to Colorado my freshman year, which is just a lot of time. It's been a long time just looking back at it now. I'm already a senior. And I thought this is where I got the idea to get a baseball hat wherever I go to a new baseball stadium. I just thought that'd be cool just to look back on it when I'm older and see all the places I've gone. Even though I did not get a hat when I went to Kansas City to watch the Royals with my friends on a recent trip just this summer, I didn't have the money to get it, so I didn't get to continue the collection, which kind of sucks. But this hat has a lot of good memories, which I like the other ones, and it's kind of tight just because you could tell it was from freshman year. So, but I wore the hat throughout this whole trip basically once I got it, and like I said, it's the last hat I've gotten for the collection. And it's just looking back on that vacation with my family, it was a lot of fun. It was pretty chill, and that's why I like it. I'm a pretty chill guy. I can be pretty lazy, so I like that vacation because they had like a hammock in the front of our little house that was. It was kind of a timeshare we got from some of you know. And I would just sit in the hammock, and that I thought the hammock was just the greatest thing ever. And like I said, this is just another hat to like look at, and it just brings back memories from it. So these are some of the hats, some the unique stories of mine that are I think are fun to look back on. And so when you see someone with a hat of any kind, especially if it's old and weathered, just think about the stories that are behind them, because you never know what that hat could tell and what the stories are behind it.